Most parents know that reading aloud is good for children. Fewer know just how powerful it is, or that the science points to something Sikh families have been doing for 500 years. When an adult reads aloud to a young child, brain imaging research shows what is happening beneath the surface. Networks are being strengthened, the same circuits a child will use to form mental images, understand the meaning of words, and follow a story. These are the foundations reading depends on, and they are being laid right now, in the lap, with the book in your hands. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends reading aloud beginning in the first year of life. Not when a child can talk. Not when they can sit still. From infancy, because the infant absorbing the rhythm of your voice is already laying the groundwork. But how you read matters as much as that you read. Researchers studying early literacy developed a technique called dialogic reading, and what the evidence shows is striking. When a parent reads passively, reciting the words on the page, something is gained, but it is limited. When a parent reads dialogically, pausing to ask what do you think happens next, following the child's interest, letting the child carry more of the telling, children show significantly larger gains in vocabulary and expressive language. The back and forth is where the learning lives. Sikh tradition has practiced this for 5 centuries without calling it dialogic. Spoken explanation and storytelling are central to the tradition, teachers unfolding meaning, inviting questions and reflection. The stories of the gurus are told and retold, questioned and discussed. None of this is passive listening. It is the two-way movement of meaning that literacy researchers are trying to recreate. Japji Sahib, the prayer that opens the Sikh scripture, devotes several verses to the power of deep listening. The teaching is that truly listening, not passive hearing but attentive, open listening, brings wisdom, contentment, and understanding. Guru Nanak Dev Ji treated listening as a form of knowledge. For a parent, that is striking. A child who learns to truly listen, and who is truly listened to, is being given something the tradition has always treated as profound. Reading a story aloud and then wondering about it together, that is both literacy practice and something older and more important. A home reading culture does not require a plan. It requires a daily act. For babies and toddlers, read every day. Your voice and rhythm matter more than the words. Sing and recite. For children aged 3 to 5, let them read the pictures back to you and ask what they think happens next. Try the first stories of the gurus. For children who can already read themselves, keep reading aloud anyway, stories richer than they can decode alone, longer histories, conversations about what the story means. The goal is a household where books and stories are simply part of the texture of the day. Where reading is tied to closeness, not homework. It is easy to frame reading aloud as an educational task, a means to better test scores and school readiness. It is that. But it is also something quieter and more important. A child on a lap, a parent's voice, an unhurried story, this is bonding time that happens to also build a brain. And a family sharing the stories of the gurus at bedtime is doing all of it at once. Literacy, identity, and love, in a single ordinary act.